Look, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I need to tell someone what happened to me and my wife. I can't keep this inside anymore. My name's Mike, and 6 months ago, Sarah and I bought what we thought was our dream home in this place called Meadowbrook Estates. Biggest mistake of our lives. I'm dead serious. If you're house hunting right now, and you see a neighborhood with an HOA that's been run by the same family for like decades, run. Just run. So we closed on this beautiful 4-bedroom colonial, right? Under asking price, which should have been our first clue something was off. But we were so excited, you know. First house, white picket fence, the whole American dream thing. The HOA president showed up literally the day we moved in. Her name was Margaret Finch. Didn't bring cookies or anything. Nope. She brought a 47-page rule book. 47 pages. I remember her saying, just the essentials to maintain our community standards. The way she smiled when she said it, man, I should have paid attention to that smile. It never reached her eyes. The rules were insane. Trash cans had to be invisible from the street by 8 a.m. Grass height between 2.5 and 3 inches. Who the hell measures grass? No holiday decorations except on approved holidays. It went on and on. Week 2. We got our first violation notice. It was taped to our door, and I checked our Ring camera to see when it was put there. 3:17 in the morning. Who does that? The violation said, unauthorized shrub placement. We didn't even have shrubs yet. Like, literally nothing planted. I texted Margaret, and dude, she responded immediately. At 3:30 a.m. Just said, rules are rules, Mr. Chen. $50 fine. Sarah thought she was just some bored busybody with too much time on her hands. But I couldn't shake this feeling. So I started checking our security cameras every morning. That's when I started seeing her. Margaret, standing in our backyard. Just standing there, completely still. This happened night after night, always between 2 and 4 a.m. Not checking anything, not doing anything, just staring at our bedroom window for like 20 minutes at a time. It was like she was some kind of statue or something. I confronted her at the next HOA meeting. Huge mistake. The second I brought it up, the whole room went dead silent. All 12 neighbors just turned and stared at me like I just confessed to murder or something. Margaret kept that creepy smile and said, I do routine security checks, Mr. Chen, for everyone's safety. Section 32, subsection B. I'd read that damn manual cover to cover. There was no section 32. That night, 6 more violation notices. Sarah was freaking out. She wanted to sell and get out, but we put everything into this house. We were trapped. I started digging online. Found this Facebook group called Former Meadowbrook Residents. 43 members, all lived on our street, all moved within 6 months. And here's the creepy part, none of them would say why. Just vague warnings like, trust your gut, and get out while you can. Except one guy, Brian Kowalski. He private messaged me, check what's under the playground. The old one, before they built the new community center. Brian told me the playground was built in 1974. In 1976, 4 kids went missing over one summer. Just vanished. No bodies, no suspects, nothing. They demolished the playground in 1989 and built the community center right on top. Margaret's family, they've lived there since 1973. Her father was the original HOA president, then her, for 49 years straight. When I showed Sarah the messages, she went white. We need to leave tonight. But I had to know. I had to see for myself. At midnight, I snuck to the community center with a shovel. The ground near where the old swing set foundation used to be was soft, too soft, like someone had been digging there recently. I started digging. 30 minutes in, my shovel hit something. Not rock, something hollow. I pulled out my phone flashlight and I swear to God, I saw bones. Small bones, arranged in a circle. In the center was this old metal box. Inside were photos, dozens of them. Margaret as a little girl with her father, both smiling in front of that old playground. In every single photo, 4 kids were playing in the background. The same 4 kids. The missing kids. On the back of each photo, someone had written, the neighborhood must be protected. The sacrifice must be honored. That's when I heard footsteps. Multiple footsteps. I looked up and every single neighbor, all 12 of them, were standing in a circle around me. Margaret was in front, holding a flashlight under her chin like some horror movie villain. You broke section 47, Mr. Chen. Unauthorized excavation. That's a permanent violation. My voice was shaking. What the hell did you people do? Margaret's smile finally dropped. Her voice went ice cold. My father discovered something beneath this ground in 1974. Something old. It promised prosperity, safety, perfect lives, for a price. For children then. For children every 40 years. It's 2025. Mr. Chen, we're 3 months overdue. She opened that book she was carrying. Now then, let's discuss your permanent residency, and what we need you to do. The old ones beneath the playground are hungry, and every 12 years, they require very specific nourishment. Don't worry, Your daughter starts middle school next year. Perfect age. I felt my blood turn to ice. We don't have a daughter. Her smile came back, wider than any human smile should be. You will. Section 147 requires all residents to contribute one way or another. I ran. I'm not proud of it, but I ran like hell back to my car, locked the doors, and called 911. They said officers were on their way. 20 minutes later, 2 cops showed up. I showed them everything, the photos, told them the whole story. They asked me to show them where I'd dug. When we got there, the hole was filled. The ground was perfectly level with fresh sod laid on top, like I'd never touched it. The cops looked at each other, and one of them, Officer Dawson, he looked me dead in the eye and said, "Sir, have you been drinking tonight?" Margaret Finch is a respected member of this community. That's when I noticed his patrol car had a Meadowbrook Estates parking sticker on it. Sarah and I threw whatever we could fit in our car and left that night. We didn't even pack properly. We drove to a motel 3 towns over. The next morning, our house was listed for sale by the HOA without our permission. It sold in 6 hours. Cash offer. No inspection needed. We never went back. We couldn't. But here's the thing that keeps me awake every single night. Last week, 6 months after we escaped, I got a letter, hand-delivered to our new apartment complex. No return address. Inside was a single photo of our new building, and written on the back, Section 3, Subsection A, former residents must maintain discretion. Violators will be relocated permanently. They know where we are. They've always known. So if you're looking at houses and you see an HOA run by the same family for decades, please, I'm begging you, keep looking. Some communities aren't communities at all. There's something else, something that feeds. And once you sign those papers, you're part of it forever. I'm telling you this because maybe it'll warn someone. Maybe it'll save someone. Because Sarah and I, we're not safe. We'll never be safe. And honestly, neither are you if you don't listen. My name's David Morrison. I'm only telling you this story because my family needs people to know. We need people to understand what happened to us. Maybe someone out there has experienced this too. I don't know. But I'm gonna tell you everything, and I swear on my life, every word of this is true. It started when we moved to 428 Elmwood Drive. Seemed like a normal suburban street, you know. Good schools, nice neighbors, quiet. Everything we wanted for our daughter Kaylee and our son Tyler. But the house across the street, God, I wish we'd never looked twice at it. The neighbor moved in a few days after us. His name was David Hale. Yeah, same first name as me, which I thought was just a weird coincidence at the time. Mid-40s, always wore this plain gray hoodie. Super quiet. He'd wave politely but never came over to introduce himself. My daughter Kaylee, she's 16, really observant kid, she noticed it first. We were unpacking boxes in the living room and she goes, "Dad, look at his window. He has the same lamp as us. And the same couch. Even the same throw pillows." I laughed it off. Probably just shops at the same places. Honey, IKEA's pretty popular. But then my wife Sarah started noticing more things. Same kitchen curtains. Same doormat. Same wreath on the front door. Even the same car. Silver Honda CR-V. Same year. Same model. I started feeling uneasy, but I tried to rationalize it. You know, I work from home on Thursdays. One afternoon, I was taking out the trash and I glanced through his front window. My stomach just dropped. His TV was on, playing the exact same show we'd been watching that morning. Not just the same series, the exact same episode. I could see the timestamp. It was paused at 2400 hours 37. That's the exact spot Sarah and I had stopped it when she left for work. How is that even possible? I called Sarah at work. "Babe, this is gonna sound insane, but I think our neighbor is copying us." She didn't believe me at first. Not until she came home and saw him through his window eating dinner. Same plates, same placement. Spaghetti and meatballs. Sarah's Wednesday night special that she'd made the night before. Same food. Sarah just stared. Okay, that's officially creepy. Kaylee started keeping a list. I still have it. Let me read you some of it. Day 4. He planted the exact same flowers in his front yard. Same colors, same arrangement. Day 7. His trash bags matched ours. Same brand, same color, put out at the exact same time. Day 9. He left for work at 8:17 a.m. That's when I leave. Came back at 5:43. That's when I come back. Day 12. Kaylee spotted our family photos in his house through his window. Not similar. Our photos. Us at Disneyland. Us at Kaylee's graduation. Us at Sarah's mom's funeral last year. How the hell did he get our photos? How? I marched over there, rang his doorbell like 20 times. No answer. But I could hear someone moving inside. And I swear I heard someone whisper, "Not yet." Then Kaylee disappeared. It was a Tuesday night. She texted saying she'd be home by 10 from her friend Madison's house. 10 p.m. came and went. We called. no answer. We called Madison. Madison said Kaylee never showed up. At midnight we called the cops. They said we had to wait 24 hours for a missing person report. 24 hours. I wanted to scream. At 1 a.m., Sarah checked our Ring camera footage. There it was. Kaylee walking up our driveway at 9:47 p.m. But instead of coming to our front door, she walked straight across the street to David Hale's house. And she just went inside, like she thought it was our house. We ran over there, pounded on the door, screaming Kaylee's name. David finally answered, looking annoyed. "Can I help you? It's 1 in the morning. Where's our daughter? We saw her come in here." He looked genuinely confused. "Nobody's come to my house tonight. You're welcome to check if you don't believe me." He stepped aside. What we found inside, I don't know how to explain this. His house wasn't just decorated like ours. It was ours. Every single detail, every photo, every scratch on the hardwood from when we moved the couch, every stain on the carpet from when Kaylee spilled grape juice in 4th grade. I thought I was losing my mind. Sarah was hyperventilating. "Where are the other rooms?" David's face changed. That confused look melted into something cold. "Something wrong." "Oh, you mean the collection? Follow me." He led us down a hallway. "But our house doesn't have that hallway. That's not possible." We passed door after door after door. He opened the first one. It was the Hendersons' living room. Our neighbors from 3 doors down. Perfect replica. Photos of their kids on the mantle. Their furniture. Their lives. Second door, the Patel's kitchen from down the block. Exact copy. Third door, the Johnsons' bedroom. I recognized their quilt. Sarah had complimented it at a block party. I was shaking. "What the hell is this?" David smiled. "I'm a collector. I collect lives. Perfect lives. Happy families. I study them, preserve them, become them. You should be honored. Your family is my favorite so far." That's when we heard her, Kaylee, screaming from somewhere deep in the house. We shoved past him and ran, door after door, each one a perfect replica of someone's home. Dozens of them. How many families had he done this to? We found her behind a door labeled, "Morrison Collection. Complete." Kaylee was sitting in what looked exactly like her bedroom. But something was wrong. Everything was slightly off. Her posters were mirrored backwards. Her books were on the wrong shelf. "Mom, Dad." Her voice was shaking. "I thought I came home, but nothing works right. The door won't open. My phone doesn't work. What's happening to me?" We grabbed her and ran. David didn't chase us. He just stood in that impossible hallway, smiling. "You'll be back. They always come back. Because soon, you won't remember which house is real. That's how the collection works." We called the cops the second we got back to our house. They searched his place top to bottom. Found a normal 3-bedroom home. No hallway. No extra rooms. No collection. Nothing. The officers looked at us like we'd all had a psychotic break. "Folks, there's nothing here. Maybe carbon monoxide poisoning. Shared hallucination." They tested our house. Nothing abnormal. 3 days later, Sarah came home from work and said, "Honey, did you rearrange the living room?" I hadn't touched anything, but everything was mirrored. The couch was on the wrong wall. The TV was backwards. Everything was slightly off, like a photograph negative of our real living room. And when I looked out our window at David Hale's house across the street, it looked normal. It had our arrangement. The real arrangement. I felt like I was going insane. "Sarah, I think we're in his house. I think somehow we're in the collection now." We moved out within a week. Sold the house at a loss. Moved 2 states away. But Sometimes I look at our family photos and I see 5 people instead of 4. There's a man standing behind me in our Christmas photo, smiling, one hand on my shoulder. It's David Hale. And Tyler, my son. Sometimes I catch him standing at the window at night, just standing there, waving at something I can't see. Last week, I asked him, "Tyler, who are you waving at?" He turned to me with this blank expression and said, "The real us, Dad. The ones who live in the real house." I don't know if we ever actually escaped. I don't know if this house we're living in now is real or if it's part of his collection. Some days everything feels slightly wrong, slightly off. If your neighbor starts copying you, your routines, your furniture, your life, get out. Don't wait. Don't investigate. Just leave. Because once you're in the collection, you might never know which version of your life is real. And the worst part, you might already be in it right now, and you just don't know it yet. Check your family photos. Really look at them. Count the people. Because there might be someone extra. Someone who's been there all along, waiting to replace you. I need to tell you what happened to me. My name's Rachel Torres, and I'm an ER nurse. Or at least I was. I can't do that job anymore. Not after what happened. Not after I found out someone was inside my house. Not breaking in. Not leaving traces. Just there. Watching. Always watching. This started 3 months ago, and I'm still looking over my shoulder every single day. I work night shifts, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., 3 nights a week. My husband Mark is a pilot, so he's gone about half the month. That means our house is empty a lot. I had security cameras, smart locks, all the latest tech. I thought I was being careful. I thought I was safe. God, I was so stupid. The first text came on a Wednesday. I was at work around 3:47 in the morning, checking vitals on a car crash victim, when my phone buzzed. Unknown number, your TV is still on. Channel 7. You should save electricity. My hand started shaking. My TV has an auto timer, it should have shut off at midnight. I pulled up my security app with trembling fingers. The living room camera showed my TV on, playing Channel 7. I texted back, "Who is this?" Nothing. No response. I blocked the number and tried to focus on work. Probably a wrong number, right? Just a coincidence. But I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching me. The next night, Thursday, another text from a different number. "Kitchen light's been on for 3 hours. Electricity bill's gonna be rough. Might wanna put that on a timer." I checked the app. Kitchen light was on. I'd left it on by mistake before work. But my kitchen doesn't have windows facing the street. How would anyone know unless they were inside? I called my neighbor Linda at 3 in the morning, woke her up. "Linda, can you see into my kitchen from your house?" She was half asleep and annoyed. "Rachel, it's almost 3 a.m. "No, I can't see your kitchen. Get some sleep." I texted the number, "Who the hell are you? How can you see inside my house?" 3 minutes later, "I'm your neighbor. Don't you recognize my number?" Smiley face. I called it immediately. Straight to disconnected voicemail. Friday night, the messages became personal. Too personal. 11:32 p.m., blue scrubs tonight. I like the purple ones better. They match your eyes. I looked down at my scrubs. Blue. I'd changed in the locker room at the hospital. How did they know what I was wearing at work? 12:15 a.m., that patient in room 4 is coding. You should hurry. I wasn't anywhere near room 4. But I ran there anyway, and the monitors were going crazy. The patient was coding. We saved him, but how did this person know? Were they in the hospital? I told my supervisor. She checked visitor logs. Nothing unusual. Security cameras. Nothing. 1:43 a.m., you're drinking too much coffee. That's your 4th cup. You'll never sleep when you get home. I dropped my coffee mug. It shattered on the floor. My coworker jumped back. "Rachel, are you okay?" No, I wasn't okay. Someone was watching me at work. They knew what I was wearing, what I was drinking, what patients were doing. This wasn't just someone watching my house anymore. I went home that morning absolutely terrified. Checked every door, every window. Everything was locked. Cameras showed no one had entered all night. But someone had been watching those cameras. Someone had access. I paid a tech guy $200 to come over immediately. He checked everything, my router, my camera system, all my smart home devices. After about an hour, his face went completely white. "Ma'am, your security system has been accessed from an external IP address. Someone's been watching your cameras in real time for..." He paused, looking sick. "For 3 weeks. 3 weeks. This person had been watching me for 3 weeks and I had no idea. Can you trace it?" My voice was barely a whisper. He worked for another hour. Then he looked at me with this expression I'll never forget. "This is impossible." "What? What's impossible?" "The IP address is coming from inside your neighborhood. From a house on your street. But when I try to pinpoint exactly which one, it bounces between all of them. Like someone's routing it through every house on your block." That night, my night off, Mark and I set a trap. Mark came home from his flight and I told him everything. He wanted to call the cops immediately, but what would we say? "Someone's watching our security cameras and texting me." That's not technically illegal unless they threaten me. So we made a plan. I pretended to leave for work but parked down the street. Mark stayed inside, hidden in the basement. We waited. At 11:47 p.m., my phone buzzed. "You're wearing the gray jacket tonight. And you're driving slower than usual. Worried about something?" But I wasn't driving. I was parked. My gray jacket was sitting on the passenger seat next to me. My phone buzzed again. It was Mark texting from the basement, "Someone's in the house." My heart stopped. Where? I don't know. I hear footsteps above me. Heavy footsteps. But all the cameras show the house is empty. Every sensor says nobody's here. But Rachel, I can hear them walking around up there. I drove home so fast I probably should have gotten pulled over. I burst through the door screaming, "Mark! Mark!" He came up from the basement. His face was pale, his hands shaking. They were here. Right above me. Walking through the kitchen, the living room. They stopped right above me in the hallway. Just stood there for 5 minutes. Not moving. Just standing there. We checked every room together. Every closet. Every camera. Nothing. No one. But on our kitchen table was a phone. Not mine. Not Mark's. A cheap burner phone. It buzzed in my hand. New message: "I'm always here, Rachel. I'm in the walls. I'm in the wires. I'm in every device you own. You invited me in when you connected everything. And now I know your schedule, your route, your family, your life. Your sister Jenny in Tucson. Your mom in the nursing home on Maple Street. Your husband's flight patterns. I know everything." Mark grabbed the phone and smashed it against the counter. "We're calling the cops. Right now." The police came and took statements. Took the broken phone. They found nothing. No fingerprints. No DNA. The phone had been completely wiped. A detective told us, "Ma'am, I'll be honest with you. This is probably some tech-savvy stalker. Could be an ex, could be a random hacker who got into your system. Change all your passwords. Get new devices. Maybe stay somewhere else for a while." We did everything he said. New phones. New router. New cameras. New locks. All new accounts with two-factor authentication. We were so careful. For 2 weeks, nothing happened. We started sleeping normally again. Started thinking maybe it was over. Then last Tuesday, Mark called me at work, his voice shaking. "Rachel, I just got a text." "From who?" "Unknown number. It says, 'Tell Rachel the purple scrubs really do look better. See you tonight, neighbor.'" I looked down. I was wearing purple scrubs. "Mark, he's here. He's at the hospital right now. He can see me." I ran to hospital security. Pull up every camera. There's someone here watching me. Right now. They scanned footage from every angle, waiting room, our entrance, parking lot, staff areas. Nothing looked suspicious. Then one security guard pointed at a screen. "That guy's been here every night this week." I just noticed. A man in a maintenance uniform. Mid-30s. Pushing a cleaning cart through the halls. Always night shift. Always around my floor. "That's not one of our maintenance staff," the security supervisor said slowly. They pulled up his ID badge from the footage and scanned it. "Michael Henderson. Hired 3 months ago." But when they pulled his employment file, there was no interview record. No background check. No social security verification. The system entry just said, "Added by admin override." Who has admin access? I asked. The supervisor looked terrified. "Only department heads. And the IT department." My phone buzzed. One more text. "I'm not maintenance, Rachel. I'm much closer than that. And I'm getting off my shift in 10 minutes. Want to carpool home? I just moved in across the street from you. 427 Elmwood. Welcome to the neighborhood." Security evacuated me through a side exit. Police searched the entire hospital. The maintenance worker had vanished. They found his uniform in a supply closet. The ID badge was a perfect forgery, professional quality. I quit my job that week. Moved in with my sister in Arizona. Changed my phone number. Deleted all my social media. 6 months passed. I was starting to feel safe again. Started thinking about maybe going back to nursing. Then last week, I got a Facebook friend request. From @nightowl_Mike. His profile was private, but his profile picture was visible. It was my new apartment building in Arizona. His cover photo was a screenshot of my new work application to a hospital here. And his bio said, "Distance doesn't matter when you're always connected. See you soon, Rachel." I'm telling you this because I need you to understand, if you work nights, if you have smart home devices, if you've ever posted your work schedule online, check your systems. Really check them. Because someone might be watching you right now. Someone who knows your routine better than you do. Someone who's been in your digital life so long, they might as well be living in your house. I don't sleep anymore. Not really. Because every time I close my eyes, I wonder, is he watching right now? Is he in the walls? In the wires? And the worst part is, I'll never know for sure. If you made it this far, please, check your security systems tonight. Change your passwords. Cover your cameras. Because he told me something before I left that hospital. He said, "You're not the only one, Rachel. I'm in dozens of houses. Dozens of lives. And they have no idea. Maybe you're one of them. Maybe you've already invited him in. And maybe, just like me, you'll never feel safe again."